Definitely not the starters. You're on the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
It is the End of the Bench on 100.7 The Score, TSportsNetwork.com, and the 100.7 The Score mobile app. Jeff in for Bro, who is in for Chuck, who is on vacation. I made the mistake of calling him this weekend on something and felt really dumb that I was interrupting somebody on vacation because I hate when people do that to me.
I feel bad then because I texted him this morning knowing he was awake, and he responded with a picture of a coffee cup and a sunrise. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah.
Sitting alongside David Collier, Lucas White across the way, sliding slides, pushing buttons for us on the program as he does every single day. We'll get your thoughts on the Yates Flooring Center chat line, on the 100.7 Score mobile app, or on TSportsNetwork.com. You can also give us a call on the Visual Edge IT hotline, 806-771-0973. Yeah, I'll share this. Why not? Because, I'm fond of me looking like an idiot at any given possible chance. Today's a very special day for me. Because today, before I leave here, quite possibly before we get into the next segment of the show, I will have purchased ESPN Plus and Fox 1 finally at this point in the broadcast year. I know what you're thinking. What were you waiting for? An engraved invitation? I was making sure that I could afford all the engraved invitations that I've had to send out in form of new bills and new things going on at the house that I did not know the answer to up until I got my first actual summer electric bill. That was the determining factor.
Yeah.
And the first summer water bill, which was also the determining factor. It went, okay, I can do this. We can... I would very much like my phone to shut up now, as all I have been trying to do for 5 seconds is turn it down. And it just doesn't want to turn down. That's just what it wants to do.
Might need a new phone.
No, I need it to be able to turn down while talking and making fun of myself at the same time. But yeah, so that'll be happening today. So I'll finally join the rest of civilization and being able to stream sports again and get to check out all the stuff I'm missing. I think that's going to cover about 95% of the stuff I need to see, basically, on a daily basis. I'm going to be missing the Rangers and Astros, obviously. But fortunately for the Rangers and Astros, I can hear most of those games on the respective radio stations of Double T 97.3 and 100.7 The Score, so I can get my fix there. And adjusting to this whole thing, really. So that's it. That's my big news. Hope everybody had a good weekend. We'll see you guys later. No, I'm kidding.
I'm going to go get me some cable. Or, well, I guess it's not cable. I call it cable. That's how you know we are old, I guess.
I would love to dive into any of the sports that happened this weekend. If any of it had been good. Rangers lose 2 of 3. Not ideal if you're trying to stay on top of the West.
Mm-hmm. I
guess one person's happy. One person that we know is happy. Houston Astros get swept on the weekend. Davis Martin gives up 1 run and loses.
And gets
Killian,
5 strikeouts. Remember?
Yeah, he got 5 strikeouts, which was the number. It was 5.5 and I said I think I would take the under, and I did, and I got the 1 point today and upon further review. And I guess the World Cup's over.
Yes, it is.
Which is good and bad. We can finally get back to regular sports, and that's not an insult on the World Cup, because I think a lot of people had an awful lot of fun being soccer fans for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people from overseas got to see what the U.S. is really like when it comes to the people here, and get to experience some things that they don't get to experience in their home country, like humidity, the actual summers. It's amazing when it's 103 degrees and 85% humidity all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But also, the stories that came out of the World Cup were fun. We got a 1-0 final for the championship. You got a nice little bow on it. Britain and France went at each other for like the 900th time in their history. All in all, a lot of good things to take from it. But we're not just the giantest of soccer fans. We like Tom Stone.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah.
different.
Well, and I guess we'll see. And I'm sure once college football starts up, a lot of the people that were excited about the World Cup will just move on to college football. But once the Premier League starts back up and maybe somebody catches something and they're like, oh, I watched that guy, and maybe it sticks a little bit more. I'm sure it won't, but I am a little bit different. I do enjoy watching soccer. It's just, for whatever reason, I've enjoyed it for several years now. Do I know everybody? No, but will I turn it on and watch it? Absolutely. I mean, I think it's safe for me to say that I probably knew more of these people playing in the World Cup than the majority of the people on our air. Now, Lucas, there might be somebody else, but I watch soccer, so I was enjoying the majority of it. Yesterday was kind of a slog. I mean, especially if you were hoping Argentina would win.
Yes. I did not have a dog in the hunt,
even
so I didn't
shoot the ball.
Yes, that was. Yeah, it was not entertaining. I mean, but yeah, all in all, I mean, it has been a fun several weeks here watching this, and if anything, it got us to the other football, which is what we needed during a big chunk of this. Because let's be honest, last week, what was going on, And I know soccer was limited to just one match here and there in the semifinals, but to be honest with you, would much rather watch the soccer semifinal, I believe, than the home run derby or the All-Star game, which I did not watch either of. So
you missed a good All-Star game, and I say that it was a good All-Star game.
I missed a good first inning
because as All-Star games go, it did all the things an All-Star game needs to do. You had some offensive production, you had some good pitching,
and a lot of strikeouts.
Hang on. You had a very good representation for what Major League Baseball is right now.
Yeah.
And you also got all the nostalgia hits in all the right ways that you can just inject directly into my veins when it comes to baseball.
Yeah.
So there was a lot to enjoy. It is a fun experience. It is not a competitive... Well, it's a competitive game, but it doesn't count for anything. They're there to have a good time and play good baseball, and that's what you got. It wasn't great baseball because you weren't having 900 hits and offensive production. You had great pitching.
Yeah.
But newsflash, that's what baseball is right now. As much as I hate that aspect of it, I would very much rather have like 6 or 7 Tony Gwynn type guys on my roster. And you can't have that anymore. I mean, you could, but you have to find those guys first.
Yeah. I would love for it to be that.
I'm waiting for the pendulum to swing back.
I think we're going to be waiting a while.
You say
I hope not, but
it only takes one team to be like, we can't get all of these guys that everybody else is going after. It's kind of the reverse of the Oakland A's philosophy, or I guess more in line with actually the Oakland A's with regards to getting on base and getting guys around and using your outs effectively instead of just always going for the long ball, because you agitate pitchers. You keep they have to keep changing their stance if they don't always pitch from the stretch. You've got guys on base. You're wasting pitches. You're doing all those kind of things that if you get enough guys on one roster, I think it could be successful again. And then the pendulum will swing back the other way, and everybody tries to do that, and then the home run hitter becomes, who are you kidding? Everybody, the chicks dig the long ball, so
everybody's going to want home runs.
But I'm waiting patiently.
Definitely not the starters. You're on the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
One of my favorite practical effects is in this movie. And it's one of those that when you find out how they did the shot, you're like, well, that makes perfect sense. It makes total sense on how they did that shot. That's for the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey, right?
Yeah.
In the scene where they're on the shuttle going to the moon, there's a pen that's floating in space, and it's just spinning slowly. It wasn't hung on a string because it would spin differently. They taped it to a piece of glass and spun the glass. So the camera's looking through the glass at the marker, and on the other side is where the stewardess, quote unquote, is. And she takes it off of the glass and hands it to the guy that dropped it. It makes perfect sense when you think about it.
Yeah.
But when you see that shot, you're like, how did they get the pen to float there? It's one of my favorite, like, the behind the scenes of it. I'm a space geek, okay? That's what happens at times.
Back when we didn't have real special effects.
That's a real... It's practical effect.
Okay, CGI. How about that?
Yeah, it did have CGI. And now that movie would look completely different with CGI.
Yes, like most.
And I don't know...
Then.
CGI... Okay, I'm going to get on a rant here. Mini rant. Itty-bitty mini rant. CGI has a place. If you want to blow up a building, but not blow up the building because that's really expensive, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Like a great movie that I can use for an example of this is Backdraft. I want to say it's like 3/4 of the way through the movie. No, near the end of the movie, when the top of the warehouse explodes. That's fire placed in CGI on top of that, right?
Yeah.
It's not directly computer generated, but they used a computer to put those two shots together. They didn't actually blow up a building, but they had the effects of it look right. It has a place. It's a tool in the toolbox. If it's the only tool you're using, your movie's not going to look very good.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
End of mini rant. And on to the calendar.
Your daily look at what's happening in the world of sports, birthdays, and holidays. Let's check the calendar.
On this day, I know it's not like, history, this day in history kind of thing. However, the reason that it is Moon Day is because less than 100 years after the first manned flight, or powered flight, I should say, 2 dudes walked on the moon today and planted a flag and said, "What's up?" I mean, they didn't say that part, but, my favorite part of the moon landing story, not that we did it,
Speaking of CGI. I'm joking. It's just jokes.
My favorite part of the moon landing is that once Neil and Buzz landed and they got everything secured in the ship and got set, they were supposed to go to bed. Like, it was that point in the day they should have been going to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And both of them basically said, "We just landed on the moon. You think I'm not walking outside right now?" So yeah, the first step was supposed to be like 6 or 7 hours later than it was in real time. And both of them basically committed mutiny against NASA and said, "No, we're going out now."
As they should.
Right.
I was about to say, who wouldn't do that?
You think I'd just travel 3 days to stay inside for another day? No, we're going outside right now. It's also National Junk Food. Nope, that's tomorrow. Take that back. I apologize. So celebrate Moon Day as you see fit today. Let's see. That's the big one today. I think it's Tequila Day as well. So enjoy that as you see fit. I will not be joining Tequila Day. I finally found a tequila that I like. It's one of the 100% agave ones that I can just about stomach in a margarita. I appreciate tequila for everything tequila does for my friends. I am not a friend of tequila.
I wasn't a long time ago.
What else have we got for today? That can't be it. There's no way that's it. Everything here is just about the moon, which I'm not upset about. Don't get me wrong. I like the moon. Coral Reef Awareness Week starts today. Colombian Independence Day. Crown Prince Mekong Day.
Congratulations, Russell or Lucas.
You're Colombian?
Yeah.
Kidding. International Chess Day. It's Marine Day in Japan. And National Fortune Cookie Day.
National Fortune Cookie Day?
National Fortune Cookie Day.
Okay.
That's what I got.
Birthdays. Today we have Steven Strasberg turning 38 years old. Ray Allen turning 51. Steven Adams, 33. Ben Simmons, 30. And then here's a couple of good ones to end of the list. Carlos Santana, 79 years old today.
Can still play.
Still play. Yeah, no doubt. Dean Winters, 62 years old. Do you know who Dean Winters is?
I think I do. I'm not going to know right now, but whenever you say it, yes.
Mayhem?
Yeah, he's the All-State
Yes,
Mayhem
yes. Gosh dang it.
guy. Yes.
You know, it's funny. Every time I see him in a movie or a TV show or anything else, I'm expecting him at some point to look at the camera and go, or Mayhem, like me. Like in every single one he does. He was in, why am I forgetting the guy's name? It's not Joe Black. That's a completely different movie.
He's in...
with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. John Wick.
John Wick.
Yeah,
Thank you. He's one of the guys in the first one. I kept waiting for him to go, so what's it going to be? Like Mayhem? Like, I kept waiting for that. It didn't happen.
One of his Mayhem commercials from like a year and a half ago, whenever he was playing basketball with his brother or whatever. You remember that when they're playing in the driveway? Do you realize who his brother is? Did you see Good Will Hunting?
I did.
Do you know the scene in the bar when there's the know-it-all guy with the long, scraggly hair?
Yeah.
That then he later says, I got her number.
Yeah,
How you like
yeah,
that?
yeah.
The guy with the long, scraggly hair is his brother.
Whoa. No way.
Yeah.
Wow. Learn something new every day.
Yeah.
And an individual that would have celebrated a birthday, pretty famous salesman, I would say, Billy Mays,
No?
would have celebrated a birthday today.
Nice beard.
And a blue shirt.
And a
Don't
blue
tell
shirt.
Chuck Hines. What do we got for today in history?
On this day in 1976, Hank Aaron hit his 755th and last home run off of Angels pitcher Dick Drago. Did not know the name of the pitcher. On this day in 1995, Mark Brandenburg becomes the first Red Raider pitcher to make his major league debut. Comes in the third inning. He goes 4 innings, does give up 3 runs on 5 hits, and takes the loss. Rangers falling to the Indians there. 2003. You guys won't remember this, so I'm just going to gloss over it. American Ben Curtis becomes the first debut winner of the Open Championship since Tom Watson back in 1975. It's one of those typical who is this guy winning the Open Championship, kind of like Ryan Fox, who won yesterday. On this day in 2021, NBA Finals won by the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo scores 50 points in Game 6. Wow, he was the MVP. On this day in last year, Scottie Scheffler claims his 4th major title. Missed all the movies. Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, 2018. Hairspray with John Travolta, 2007. The Never-Ending Story, 1984.
Great movie.
I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry, 2007. Not a great movie.
Not a great movie.
Revenge of the Nerds, 1984.
Phenomenal movie. Well, I take it back. It's probably a great movie, and Never Ending Story moves up a notch.
Yes, Never-Ending Story in front of. And The Dark Knight Rises on this day in 2012.
There's your best movie of today.
Yeah.
That'll do it for the first hour. We got 2 more coming. Why? Because that's the way we set up the schedule. It's the end of the bench at 100.7 Score.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Let's see here. Resident Aggie chimes in off the 820 Center Chatline. David, I want to say thank you for helping your grandfather and his neighbors on the Tennessee farms. Y'all's work allowed my grandfather to chew Levi Garrett plug tobacco while working and Dr. Pepper during the breaks.
He is not wrong.
No, he is. There's a lot of that going on in Tennessee at that point.
A lot of tobacco growing.
He then said the second song with 2001: A Space Odyssey is the one that pointed him toward a galaxy. Mm-hmm. So you bring up somebody there in the last little bit, and it highs and lows about Brendan Sorsby. I might be the lone wolf in this. But hear me out. I don't know that I expect Brendan Sorsby to say Texas Tech when he does his introduction in over a year. He's probably going to say his high school, if I had to guess. But I'm not going to be upset by it if he does.
Do you find that weird, though?
Rooting for a guy who never took a snap? Yes.
Yeah.
A little. But I am hopefully adopting some of the strategy that our administration and our coaching staff adopted. We're for the kid. Doesn't matter how good he is. Doesn't matter how much he's done for the university. We're for the kid. And helping him get the help, I wish there was a better way to say that phrase, that he needs to take care of himself with. And I would hope that that is still going on in some way, that Texas Tech is supporting this young man and finding a way to make him be a better person or help him become a better person. And if he decides that he wants to mention Texas Tech in those settings because Texas Tech is the school that had his back at the end and helped him become the man that he is, I'm not upset by that.
Well, I mean, he has to, like you said, he has to pick somebody. He's not picking Indiana. Certainly not now. I don't think Cincinnati wants to have anything to do with that.
No, probably not. I'm guessing he would go with his high school, if I had to guess. And I'm not upset if he does that either. Like, there's not an element of what he can do going forward in that realm that I would be upset with. Unless he says, like, Texas A&M or something. But that's only because, wow, we at least tried to help you. They just didn't do anything for you, and you're mentioning that. But I don't know why A&M's getting shade there. It's not their fault necessarily.
Resident Aggies, like, the only one interacting with us. That's not true. Don't make him mad.
No, I like Resident Aggie. He's my favorite Aggie. It's a short list, but he's at the top of it. What about it? It doesn't have the same effect for you, but where are you at on that line of thought? Like, if he were to mention Texas Tech.
I would understand it because he got paid, and like you said, I know there's more to it than that, but there's really no other option. I mean, it's still kind of strange. I mean,
definitely strange. It definitely fits into the strange category.
But if he has to pick somewhere, that's going to be the school that he picked, right? I mean, again, I don't think Indiana wants any association with the news that came out this summer. Cincinnati certainly still holds a grudge against him. So the one school that did want him and did whatever they could to try to make him eligible seems like the logical choice out of the bunch. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm guessing it's probably going to be a high school.
I'm also not bothered if a Red Raider doesn't pick Tech. Like the famous one right now. Plays for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Says his high school.
Yeah.
Doesn't say Tech.
And I have no problem with that.
I know where he played. I also know what some of the fans here thought of him when he played here. So I get why he might not enjoy saying Texas Tech out loud.
And I will say this to finish up the Sorsby part. Maybe he will say Texas Tech because there's a reason he's listed on that East-West Shrine Bowl with the school. I mean, that's one of his things. He can do stuff like the Shrine Bowl. From my understanding, you remember whenever they came to an agreement, I don't think he can do the combine or anything of that thing because it's all non-NFL sanctioned events. But he's doing the East-West Shrine game. He's eligible for the East-West Shrine game. He's listed as Texas Tech. Otherwise, it would say something like unattached, right? I would imagine. So
that's a good question. I don't know what the option would be there. That's a good question.
Yeah, I would think it would just say unattached. So he's attached to Texas Tech, whether you like it or not.
I'm not rooting for it. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not going to be upset if it happens. Maybe that's just me. Where are you at on that respective conversation? Let us know on the Yates Flooring Center chat line, TSportsNetwork.com, or the 100.7 The Score, a mobile app, throwing you a complete curveball here. And if you swing it in the dirt at this, it's my fault because I threw you a bad pitch. What are your takeaways from this weekend in baseball with the Astros and the Rangers and our buddy Davis Martin?
I think it still stinks for Davis Martin. He's been on 9 wins for
7 games.
Yeah. a while.
Some of that is his doing, too.
Yes.
But he's not had the greatest of the last 6 starts, not counting yesterday. Only one of them was a quote-unquote quality start. And the other one that was close to being a quality start wasn't quality at that point either, with regards to the number of innings pitched. So he's been a bit of on the struggle bus. But really, 1 run? You couldn't help a guy out with 1 run.
As far as the Rangers, again, I think it's well noted that I don't watch much Rangers baseball because I don't have Victory Plus. So I'm kind of...
Well, you don't even need that anymore.
Well, I don't have Buzzer either. And from the sounds of it, I don't want Buzzer either.
Really? I haven't heard any of the reports. What are the reports on that? I haven't
listening to Rob this morning. He said he could watch it on his phone, but he could not get it to work on a television.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't. Listen, this is one of those I just keep scratching my head on. How, when everybody is trying to get into live sports for television, because the live sports are where they've got the people tuning in to watch and staying on and with you the whole time. They're not live streaming it without commercials. They're joining 6 different services to get a game, whether it be college football or baseball or basketball or insert whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to watch, right?
Mm-hmm.
How is it that this is the 3rd streaming service for the Rangers that's been messed up? I get why the change on this might be messed. Like they could fix it by tonight's game against the White Sox because they're new and they're figuring some things out. Like, I'm willing to listen to that argument, but how has this happened? How have 2 companies now basically folded with their main ad revenue being live sports?
I would like to know how many other franchises have the same issue. Is it this prevalent in Major League Baseball? Are they going through these same issues with the Colorado Rockies or the Diamondbacks or fill in the blank? You know what I'm saying? Because I obviously don't follow other teams that closely, but I can't imagine it's been this difficult. And I would say the easy fix would just be to take the blackout off of the MLB.TV and allow everybody to watch their games that way. But
we may touch on that. Hold that thought, because we gotta pay some bills here. I know how to fix it, I think, and how you fix the problem of blackouts. Whether it's going to happen or not, it's not, because they're not going to listen.
No.
It's the end of the bench, 100.7 The Score.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
This off the Yates Orange Center Chatline. Collier's right. Screw challenges. Just let ABS make the calls. Okay. I like the umpire being involved.
the umpire's still involved. He's still there. He's standing back there. He's looking like he's doing a job. It's just he's doing as much work as the first and third base umpires who stand there and don't even pay attention to a check swing and then pretend like they were paying attention.
Yeah, that's when it's so obvious that they weren't. That bothers me.
The
one that bothers me.
Don't get mad at me, Sneed. I'm just trying to make a point. Might not be right.
You know, if I am not as, what's the word I'm looking for when it comes to officials? I am not the hater on officials like some people that work here.
That are off on Fridays.
I am not the full-throated supporter of officials like some people that work here. I probably lean more toward the official side than the hater side. I am also of the opinion I can't blame an official for a loss. With one exception.
Jim Joyce?
No.
That wasn't a loss. That was a loss of a perfect game.
It was a loss of a perfect game, and baseball could have fixed that, and they chose not to. Because the next guy was out. His batting average would have gone up a point. Or whatever it would have been in that season. You could have ended and fixed it. They chose not to. I blame baseball more than Jim Joyce. He also immediately came in and had a press conference afterwards saying he kicked the call. And if you are willing to admit that you made a mistake, I am willing to listen to you apologize and accept your apology. He didn't hide from it. He knew what was going on and immediately apologized for missing the call. That's what you do. Not upset at Jim Joyce.
Anyway, sorry. But what was the other one?
The Tech Baylor call on the fumble that Tech should have had that would have won the game. That then didn't because they didn't get it right. That would have ended the game right there. That was the game-ending play. And because of the way it was called. That's one in a very few situations. Like, last play decided the game. I think officials get it right more often than not.
I'm not saying
like, a lot more often than not. That doesn't mean they're perfect. By the way, they're human beings. I don't expect them to be perfect. With replay, with communication, with the 900 camera angles, the guy in the box upstairs, you should be able to get it right. But throwing an initial flag on something and then picking the flag up doesn't bother me if they figured out that it shouldn't have been thrown. It bothers me because we stopped the game. It's a football game. There's been 900 reasons we stopped this football game. The one time that we do it because of an official is the least of my problems. Okay? The guy who's standing as your middle linebacker when the offense is trying to run up tempo and falls down because they want a timeout, that bothers me more than a yellow flag being picked up, okay? We could speed up the process of them saying, yeah, we just need to pick this up and we're moving on now. That could be sped up, and I'm willing to listen to that debate. That being said, I like having officials being officials. I like the human element. I don't like relying on technology when a human being can do it. I don't want umpires and referees and officials to be better, but I'm willing to bet that those same officials and umpires and referees want me to be better in this room.
True.
And they want you to be better on TV.
Yep.
And they want
no
Evelina to be better behind the glass. And that's not an insult to any of the three of us.
That sounds like it is.
No, because we all want everybody around us to be better. Whether we are better or not is irrelevant, but we want everybody around us to be better. So I totally get it. But that's why I still want officials to be around and doing their jobs. So I guess that makes me more pro-official for a lot of things than what other people would be willing to accept. Or not, or want, might be what I would describe it. Let's see here. We have talked Texas Tech football. We have talked Major League Baseball. We've talked officials. We've talked Sorsby. We've talked NFL draft-ish, training camps, high school stuff. I think we've run the gambit. So now I need to ask you about this. Where's your daughter for Red Raider basketball right now?
Rob Bro just posted something about Darrion Williams reposting an old TikTok of him related to Texas Tech. I want to know what that situation is, and I don't know if this happened over the weekend. I think Yahoo Sports initially reported it, but Adley Blacklock was among the players that filed the lawsuit for a 5th year.
Really?
Yes. So I don't know if that's a here thing but obviously that needs to go through. But I'm wanting to know where that's going to end up, just because, I mean, he's working out here. Clearly, somebody knows something, right?
Somebody does.
I mean,
somebody suspects something.
So I would like to know that situation moving forward. But that's literally it. I mean, I know there's the other guy, Momo Faye or whatever, but until they're here, I'm not necessarily worried about it. But Darrion is actually here working out, so it'll be interesting to see if he somehow gets an extra year of eligibility. I'm kind of in the same boat as Jamie on that. I have no problem with Darrion in any way, shape, or form. I don't think that really makes sense, though. Your clock ended after they voted, you know? Now, if you're in school while the vote happens, I get it. But did that vote not happen after Darrion was done playing college basketball? His eligibility had been had come to an end, correct?
Yes.
Same thing with Adley, correct?
Yes, I think so, yeah. I think that's how the season ended.
And then
we were into baseball season when that vote happened. So,
yeah. Yeah, so if you're still in school, then yeah. Now let me rephrase that. If you still have eligibility, because they could not have finished school for all I know, right? I'm sure Adley has, and I'm sure Darrion has. But your eligibility is gone. It can't be brought back, in my opinion. Now, clearly, there's going to be a lot of lawyers that say different, but I'm of the let's let other people play at this point type of person. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people got a lot of extra eligibility over the last several years, and that hurt people that were trying to start their college careers out of high school. So, and those poor high school kids. The high school. I feel sorry for the high school kids because they're not getting the opportunities at this point because of transfer portal. So limiting them even more is kind of annoying to me.
I would be annoyed, and I'm disappointed for sure for those high school kids. But I'm more upset with the college coaches for this.
They're doing what they have to do to win, though. But I agree to an extent.
If the college coaches collectively were to say all of this starts with the incoming freshmen this year, that's how it would go. But that's not what they want. What do they want, David Collier? The guys that have been around for 4 years to get one more year. Because they're bigger, older, faster, stronger, in theory, than the high school kids coming up. That's why it's on the back end instead of the front end. It can't be what would make the most sense in starting it now and having it be applying forward. It's got to put those people in it because those are the people the college coaches want to keep. And those are the college players who have been getting paid for 2 years that want to keep getting paid these numbers and know they aren't going to be making that in a future job when they're going to be using their business degrees or using their mathematics degrees or their history degrees or sports medicine degrees or whatever else that they're trying to use. Those are the aspects of this that I'm frustrated, that I'm mad about the most. I feel bad for the high school kids, but I promise you, the high school kids that can play D1 football, they're going to be on a D1 roster.
Yeah, but they might not play well. Yeah, I guess the really good ones.
Division 2, non-Power 5,
but
Power 4,
but that just continues.
D2, D3, those are going to get better.
Well, no, but they're going to be there for a year and then they're going to transfer.
Yeah, which you're going to do in D1 anyway. It is the end of the bench on 100.7 The Score. Burning questions, I'll ask. Coming up next.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
All right, so we were supposed to do this earlier. My fault. We'll do it now.
2 minutes of non-stop in-your-face inquiries with no end in sight. It's time for Burning Questions.
I'm a firm believer that there needs to be a theme with burning questions, so I have a sports question, a food question, and an entertainment question for you guys. Your sports question is where we will start. Who is your favorite athlete you have physically watched with your own eyes in the last 5 years?
Oh, 5 years. So that would be 2021.
Mm-hmm.
5 years. Favorite athlete?
Favorite athlete in the last 5 years that you have physically set eyes on?
So I have been at...
You've been at Texas Tech games?
I've been at Women's College World Series games. I've been at Texas Tech basketball games. I'm trying to think. Man, it was a lot better back in the day. I guess, you know what? AJ DeBonsa would probably classify as the best. I mean, number one overall pick.
This is a you personal thing.
No, I know. I'm just trying to think. I mean, and that was pretty cool because my son wanted to go to that basketball game, and we got a chance to see him and meet him very briefly. But so I'm going to go that route. It's really close for me, maybe not, but the potential knowing that he could be really good, and getting to see him play in college, and he still lost, so that would have made it even better.
Lucas?
Well, there's two answers, and I'll explain. Malik Willis, I got to see him play when Liberty played UNT. So that was a fun, exciting game. UNT fans are very, very nice, I might add. But that was a fun game to watch. Liberty did win that game. And the other one is he did not play, but this is the coolest. I was in the building the same time Luka was for the last time he was a Maverick.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there you go.
The very next time the Mavericks were at home, he
Luka
was no longer on the team. So Luka didn't play. They were playing the Wizards. Obviously, Luka did not need to play that game. But
so you're saying it's your fault he got traded?
Yeah, well, I'm that lucky. But, yeah, it was cool just to be in the same building as Luka the couple days before he got traded to L.A.
This is a cop-out answer, and I am accepting. If you want to call this as a cop-out answer, I will wear that badge with honor on this guy. I think it's got to be Jacob Rodriguez for me right now. What you saw him do the last 2 years he was here at Tech, and being the absolute dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the dude you want to hang out with, the dude you want to support, the dude you want good things for. And all of that, along with him being an excellent football player for the Red Raiders, has just been a pleasure to be around. I almost want to become a Miami Dolphins fan because of him going there.
Almost.
I'm still a Cowboys fan. That's the problem. But nothing but support for that guy going forward. And he will bear those banners far and wide if you were a Tech fan and somebody you can support. And sticking around here as long as it wasn't a one-and-done situation. Nothing against David Bailey, but Jacob Rodriguez has got some skins on the wall for Red Raiders fans. For me.
I did also get to see, I forgot, I'm thinking about this as we're going along. I got to see Jokic and Wemby play against each other 2 years ago, and I took my son to that. Little did I know, I would not like Wemby one little bit 2 years later, so whatever.
Well, that's what happens.
Yeah.
So, same question, different topic. What has been the best movie you have seen? It doesn't matter. The movie didn't have to come out within the last 5 years, but you have to have seen it for the first time in the last 5 years.
I can't even remember the last movie I saw in a movie theater, Jeff.
I didn't say movie theater. You could watch it at home underneath a Snuggie for all I care.
I can barely remember the last movie I watched, and that was just Sheep Detective because we talked about it last week. Which I didn't have a problem with. Some people on the chat line didn't like it, but I thought it was fine.
Did you enjoy it?
I thought
I'm not going to
yeah, I
criticize
thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah. Lucas, you're going first here. I got to rack my brain. Can't even remember the last movie I saw in a movie theater.
Again, doesn't have to be in a movie theater. I didn't watch either of my two that are in this contention in a movie theater.
Well, the last movie I saw in theaters was Obsession. I was the only one that liked it, apparently. My wife and my mom did not enjoy it as much as I did. But the best movie that I've seen in the last 5 years. You said it didn't have to come out.
It could be from the 50s. If it was the first time you saw it was in the last 5 years, I'm going to let you count it.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, you got two people that, like, I don't watch many movies.
The Scream.
The new one?
Well, my wife and I watched all of them, and I haven't seen any of them.
Oh, okay.
So I watched all the Screams coming up to the newest one, so
nice.
My wife and I could go see it in theaters.
Very nice.
I like the Scream franchise, I would say.
They did horror slasher right, and to their credit. The two that immediately jumped out to mind. When I first saw the Department of Ungentlemanly Warfare, this was right after Top Gun Maverick had come out. I was blown away how good that movie was. Mm-hmm. The League of Ungentlemanly, the Department of Ungentlemanly Warfare, the Ministry, of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Phenomenal movie. Like, blown away how good it was. For the summer blockbuster, things have to blow up, good guy wins, bad guy loses, good guy gets the girl type of movie that I was looking for. It punched every one of those buttons. The other one, I was surprised on how much I enjoyed it, was Project Hail Mary. I thought it was I knew I was going to enjoy the movie. Didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I did. Thoroughly entertained by Rocky, the alien creature.
Oh, way to ruin it.
Well, you have to have seen some trailer with him in it by now. And now there's got to be a food question. Best dessert you've had in the last 5 years. Doesn't have to have been for the first time. Just the best dessert you've had in the last 5 years.
Best dessert? I mean, I eat a lot of ice cream, Jeff.
Which was your favorite ice cream?
My wife and I went to
the last one I had.
Arlington,
Go ahead.
a couple weeks ago, and the hotel we stayed at had a nice Italian restaurant. Pistachio raspberry cheesecake was really, really good. We're going there in September, and I'm going to get it again.
I made a chocolate malt that was borderline mudslide as opposed to just chocolate malt the other day, and that was awesome. If you don't know what a mudslide is, it involves usually a malted scotch, and it was delish.
This has been the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score. Go to 107thescore.com for more from the Double T Sports Network.